Hello everyone, my name is Philip Sunday Akonde. For this 5.4 proof assignment, cyber security, I will be demonstrating how to view active network ports and running services of Windows Server 2025. Explain what I learned about them, create a custom firewall rule for port 5000, 50,000, that is 50000, and set up a schedule task to check for Windows updates daily. Thing I need to do is to open up my Windows Server 2025. I'll search for PowerShell. PowerShell, here is it. So I run as administrator. Sorry, my messages are coming in via WhatsApp. Sorry about that. So what I need to do, all right, I'm going to input a command. So the command is get net. All right, I think I'm making a mistake. Dash net TCP connection. All right, then space dash state dash listen, then I enter. Oh, I don't think. Okay. Yeah. All right. These are the ports that are listening. All right. Ports that are listening, so you can see the ports. All right. From here, there are two ports I will be explaining. This port 80 and port 53. Yes, I will be explaining these two ports. All right. Yeah. All right. Port 53 is one of the most important and widely used ports in networking. What is port 53 used for? Primary purpose is a domain name system. All right. Protocol, boot TCP and UDP, mostly UDP for normal queries. I will explain it further. So simple explanation is that port 53 is the phone book of the internet. When you type like google.com in your browser, your computer needs to translate that friendly name into an IP address like 142.250.190.78. So it sends a DNS query to a DNS server on port 53. The DNS server listens on port 53, look up the name and sends back the correct IP address. So, that is just, so like I said, we have two types of traffic on port 53, which is a UDP port 53 used for normal, domain name, DNS lookup, that is for fast and lightweight. While TCP port 53 used for one large DNS responses when the answer is too large or too big for UDP. Then zone transfer between domain name server. So almost every device on network uses it constantly, uses port 53. So it is critical. So it needs to be protected. It needs to to be well to be well protected. So for attackers not to break into it. If DNS is blocked or broken, users cannot access the website by name. It is very common. Is a common target for attackers, like I was saying. Like spoofing and application amplification of attacks and the rest. So that is it. So now I will be talking on port 80. Yeah, port 80. So port 80. I will be talking on port 80. Port 80 is used for HTTP traffic, all right, unscripted web, traffic. Many web server listing on these ports in production environment, we usually prefer port 443 HTTPS. So I learned that knowing which ports are open is very important for security. Every open port is a potential entry point for stakeholders. I learned that ev- I learned that knowing which ports are open is very important for security. Every open port is a potential entry point for attackers. So it's very important for us to, to take care of these ports and to make sure that they are manned and not porous, so that you know attackers will not break into our servers and steal our information. Thank you. All right. The next one says that I should identify running services. Use the service tool within the service manager or PowerShell command line to see a list of running services. Identify a few services that are related to network communication. All right. So let's do that. All right. I'm going to be running a command, and so this code is get service. So from the list of these running services, I will be explaining remote desktop services. All right. And I'll choose another one. Let me see. I think I like domain name DNS. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Come on. Where are you? Yeah, DNS clients. I will be explaining these boats. All right. All right. I will be explaining these boats. All right. DNS clients. This service allows the server to resolve domain names like converting www. I think I like Google, www.google.com to an IP address. It is essential for almost all network communication. Without it, the server will not be able to reach most websites or other servers by name. So I learned that services are the actual programs running in the background, while ports are the doors they use to communicate. Managing both properly is critical for server security. So that is just a short and a brief explanation of DNS clients. So I will be explaining remote desktop services. Okay, remote desktop services. This service enables remote desktop connections to the server. It uses port 3389, port 3389. It is very useful for remote administration, but must be secure properly because it gives full desktop access. It must be secure properly. So for attackers, for bad hackers not to, hack the servers. So it's very, very important for, for the organization to keep guard and to make sure it is protected properly for the good use of the organization. Next project is create a firewall rule that allows inbound and outbound traffic on ports 50,000, 5,000, no, 50,000. All right, 50,000. This rule should be for TCP only. Okay, you're doing for TCP. Show this setting in your screen recording, including how to turn this rule on and off. All right, that is what we're going to do. Let's go back to my Windows server. So I'm going to search dev. All right, this is where I am now. All right. All right. I'm going to open inbound rule. So this is, I click on inbound rule. I click on new rule. Right, you can see, click on inbound rule. So, okay, it's already on TCP. So I click on TCP. All right. Click on next. So here, I'm going to enter 50,000 on 2, 3. Yes, 50,000. It's already on TCP. I click on next. Allow the connection. Yes, we click on next. All right, we click on next. Here, we are going to enter here. I'm going to enter name. Allow TCP 50,000 3 inbound rule. All right, I click finish. Already created, so you can see here. All right, the same thing you will do to this. You click outbound rule. We click new rule. All right, I click ports. I click next. It's already on TCP. I put 5,000, 50,000. Why am I always call it 5,000? It's 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. Okay, 50. 1, 2, 3. 50,000. All right. Is it 50,000? Let me confirm. 1, 2. Yeah, 50,000. It's 50,000. Let's be guided. Yes. Allow. All right. I click next. I click next. All right. Yes, 50,000, not 5,000. 50,000. All right. So allow TCP 50,000 outbound rule. All right, and then I click finish. So from here you can toggle enable or disable. So you can see, all right, you can enable here. Also you can enable or disable. So that is just it. Okay, all right. So enable. Yes, enable. All right, that is it. So this is the creation of firewall rule that allows inbound and outbound traffic on ports 50,000. This rule should be for TCP only. All right, we've done that. The next project is to create a scheduled task to check for Windows updates daily. That is what we're going to do. So I'll search for task scheduler. Is it the one? Okay, yes. Let's try to check it. Okay. pops up. Thank you. Task scheduler. All right, this is task scheduler. Let me make it a little bit bigger so that we can see. All right, you click on basic task, right? Brings out a dialog box. This very one, create basic task wizard. So we type check. Let's do this. Let's give it a name. Check Windows updates daily. Yes. Then I click next. So here you can choose daily, you can choose weekly, you can choose monthly, you can choose one time, whichever one that, well, make sure it's on trigger. Let me see. No, make sure it's on trigger. Yes, let's do trigger. Make sure it's on trigger daily. For me, if you want to choose daily, you can choose daily. If you want to choose weekly, if you want to choose monthly, if you want to choose one time, you can choose. But let me do it daily, and then you click next. All right, so this is the start. You can start it. Okay, today is 30th of March 2026. You can choose to, then you can choose a time you want it to run. All right, and after that you can choose the time, the days you want it to be. 2 days, 1 day. Also, then you click on synchronize across time zones. All right, let's say I choose, oh wait, let me choose 31st. All right, that is tomorrow. I'm going to choose, okay, let me choose it not PM, let me choose it PM. Yes, I think it's good. So while people are sleeping, it will be doing its updates. All right, you click next. All right, start a program. I'm going to put a command here. Power shell dot execute. All right, let's add a comment here. Comment should be this hyphen command gets Windows updates. Windows updates. I got it right? Yeah, I got it right. So you click on next and you click on finish. So this is your task. So you can see our task here. So we say every 2 days. See, we say 31st, she run. See this, run, author, assign, administrator. So you can see. So I think I'll be able to teach us. Network ports, running services, creating firewall rules, and allow inbound and outbound traffic on ports 50,000 TCP, and also creating a scheduled task to check for Windows updates daily. Thank you, and God bless you. To the creators, to the instructors, I say thank you. You're doing a beautiful job. In my previous college program, it has not been this robust. So I'm getting firsthand practical projects in Exile College. God bless you all. Thank you. I close my project here. Thank you and God bless you. I think I need to shut down now. I need to rest.